Good afternoon everyone and welcome back for episode 4. Today I want to show you my Royal Canadian Navy display. This display is a partial result of a family trip to Victoria, BC, where we stopped to buy some candy at the famous Rogers chocolate store. If you are ever in Victoria, it's worth the time to stop and check it out. During this visit to the store, I spied a tin with the painting of a naval vessel on the lid. Inside the tin was a pamphlet which explained that the vessel in question was HMCS Rainbow. It provided a short history of the Rainbow and stated that a portion of the proceeds of the purchase went to the Maritime Forces Pacific Sports and Awards Program. For those of you unfamiliar with the Canadian Forces, CFB Esquimalt is 15 minutes down the road from Victoria and is where the Royal Canadian Navy's Maritime Forces Pacific is based. Naturally, I bought the tin for the chocolates, which were delicious. So what to do with the tin? I could simply put it into a recycling bin and move on. You see, I didn't have any Canadian naval figures. But the tin was unique, and so the more I thought about the tin, the more I pictured a display incorporating it. Or maybe this was a poor excuse to buy more figures. During my trips to the London Toy Soldier Show, I had noticed naval figures by Asset Miniatures, specifically a naval color guard. Eventually I contacted Asset, and after some back and forth emails in which I provided pictures of flags used by the Canadian Navy pre-World War I, Asset proceeded to do a custom paint job of a color guard that would be appropriate for the Rainbow prior to 1914. I'm really pleased with the results and would encourage other collectors to contact the manufacturers because Asset is not the only ones who will do customized painting upon request. When I placed the tin with the Asset color guard, it was clear that I was going in the right direction, but would have to add more figures to complete the display. To that end, I purchased a set of Canadian naval figures from Scott Dummett Presents. I've spoken earlier about Scott Dummett and his store. These were produced by the British Toy Soldier Company and included 1 officer and 7 sailors marching, and they complemented the Asset color guard. Later on, I added a couple of more sailors from Soldiers, plus a Britain's field gun. If you ever get to visit a military base, you will see sprinkled on the bases antiquated or retired military weapons, creating points of interest that reflect part of the heritage of that base or military arm. I thought the Britain's cannon had the look of a naval signal gun, given its small caliber in relation to the size of the figures. Still not entirely happy with the size of this display, I found myself viewing a website I highly recommend, and that is Andy Morant's Toys, a treasure trove of previously loved toy soldiers and metal figures. Andy had enough figures to form an unboxed set of Britain's set number 207, Petty Officers of the Royal Navy. With that, I now had a more rounded out set that had that pre-World War I feel about it. I'm still waiting delivery on 1 more figure to complete the set. An interesting fact, all these Britons are stamped on the bottom, Déposé. So the question is, were these figures exported to France at some time? Or were old molds used to cast these figures? Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed this display. Please hit the like button and/or subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like these in this series. Until next time.